Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and we are back today to say goodbye to the uncaged pop-ups from Mattel. That's right, this is the final wave of the pop-ups, and I think I've made it fairly clear over the time that I've been reviewing the Mattel line that I wasn't a big fan of the pop-ups, and I really would have preferred them to bring back the Snap Squads. Well, obviously, we've moved on from the Snap Squads, unless you count those Crushivore figures, and we've moved on from the pop-ups as well, actually, because these figures have basically just run their course, and Mattel every so often will kind of switch it up and change gears and create something new. I don't know exactly what's coming next, but with the arrival of Jurassic World Rebirth and everything coming out, I would imagine they're going to have something totally brand new. We have seen nothing from the pop-ups for a long time now, nothing new coming, and even this wave was actually out for quite a while, so long that I actually forgot about it until I was just on eBay the other day and saw that they had them on there. Somebody was selling them, and I was like, oh man, I completely forgot about that. I almost missed these, and luckily I grabbed them and now have them here to review. So we're going to send off the wild pop-ups off into the Dinosaur Jurassic World Abyss, whatever you'd like to call it, with a final review of these four figures, as we've got a Dimorphodon, an Atrociraptor, a Spinosaurus, and Baryonyx. So let's take them out of the packaging and jump straight to a closer look right now. So we'll begin with our Atrociraptor. Now this Atrociraptor is definitely the same sculpt as all of the others have been. I don't think that they've altered them in any way the entire time as we've run through the different pop-ups and the different Atrociraptors. But obviously what we have new with this one would be the coloration, which you can see we've got kind of like an orangish sort of a tone for the primary body color. You've got this light tone, kind of like a creamy sort of off-white or a tan that moves through the face up toward the eye, and you can also see it down here on the lower jaw. Once you take a look at the inside of the mouth, you can see we've got a fairly nice dark pinkish tone in there, and the teeth are painted with an off-white, which look pretty good. Everything also has a gloss coat in there, which is nice. The eyes are a yellow, and they have a slit-like pupil, a nice black slit-like pupil. As you move back here into the back, you start to see more of that light tone pick up and run along the back of the dinosaur. Basically just from the back out there toward the end of the tail, but not all the way. There is a speckling that I see on the figure as well, which you can see, kind of a dark speckling. Really abundant actually here in the legs. And you do have a gloss coat for the nails, but no actual paintwork for the nails, unfortunately, which you can see right there. And the light tone does run here through the course of the underside all the way out into the tail, actually, as well. So a pretty cool version of the final Atrociraptor from the, Atrociraptor squad from Jurassic World Dominion. This means that we now have the entire Atrociraptor squad out in the pop-ups. We've also got a Baryonyx. Now the Baryonyx is pretty cool looking. You can see that there's not a whole lot going on as far as the actual coloration or anything. We basically just have a dark brown for the head and then a green for the lower jaw. And then as you move back into the body, you can see that that brown kind of trails off here, runs along the back here for a little bit out into the tail. And then we have the green for the lower part of the body. And that is pretty much the entire thing. Like, I don't even see a speckling or anything on this one, so not really a whole lot going on as far as the coloration goes. You do have, of course, that dark pinkish tone for the inside of the mouth. The tongue is sculpted nicely and everything on the inside of the mouth looks good. The nails, the teeth are painted with a white, actually much closer to a white than the off-white that we often see on Mattel figures, and you can see the eyes are painted with a yellow, and they have a nice big black pupil, and they look pretty good as well. The actual sculpt of the Baryonyx is quite nicely done. You can see the skin texture and everything looks really vibrant on the figure. As you move back into the body, you've got kind of rows of osteoderms following along the back, and then again the standard kind of skin texture and everything as you move down into the side of the Baryonyx. Maybe there is a very slight speckling. It's hard to really see, but there might be a very slight one. But you can also see the nails are, again, given a gloss coat, but not actually painted. And the underside actually doesn't feature any color. That's kind of strange. Normally you see at least some variation of color on the underside of these figures. You can even see like that separate section that's created basically for that, but it actually doesn't have any other color, so just the green. Kind of a lackluster version of a Baryonyx in the line, but he's okay, I guess. Then we've got our second pterosaur in the line, as we had a pteranodon. Now we've got the Dimorphodon, and this guy's kind of fun just based on the fact that he's, basically doing a handstand here. How can you not like him for that reason alone? But as far as the coloration goes, you basically have a dark green for the upper part of the head, and then you've got this lighter tone for the lower jaw. You can see a speckling down here as well. This lighter tone is actually what I would say would be the primary body color, because as you move back, that color actually overtakes pretty much the entire body. Again, another figure where we don't have a separate color for the underside, but I can understand with this one because you can see the green basically overtakes a little bit of patterning here moving along the back and then running out into the wings of our Dimorphodon. And once you move out into the wings, they are entirely that dark green, that almost kind of military green that we have for this. And you can see again, you've got scoots moving down here into the fingers of our Dimorphodon here out on the wings, which kind of looks a little strange. But you've also got the nails, again kind of given a little bit of a satin shine but not actually painted. As you move up, the skin texture and everything here of the wings looks pretty good. You do even have a little bit of an area that kind of looks like it has like some slight pycno fibers, which is pretty cool. Some more actually moving along the back. You can see again as I hit the camera right there, you can see some more pycno fibers, which is actually pretty neat. As you move out, you do have that classic Dimorphodon tail as well, and you can see the speckling again, pretty abundant through the course of the figure. He also almost looks like he has a little bit of a pot belly, which is kind of cute. And you can see the feet and everything here for the Dimorphodon as you move out. You've got a pinkish tone for the inside of the mouth again, a white for the teeth, and you've got like a red-orange for the eyes and a black pupil. And again, the texturing and everything here in the face also looks quite nice. It doesn't exactly look like a Dimorphodon, I will give them that. The key giveaway here on top of the fact that it's labeled a Dimorphodon is the tail, because the head doesn't really look too Dimorphodon-like, but he's still kind of fun, I guess. When it comes to the pop-ups, this one's about as fun as it can get. And then we've got ourselves the final one, the final pop-up, and that is a Spinosaurus. And I will say the Spino actually looks really cool. Even the colors look pretty neat on this one, as we have like a bluish gray tone. But you can see the sculpt does look really nice on this one. You've got all sorts of variation to the scales, like larger scales back here, finer scaling as you move up here closer to the tip of the lower jaw. It's kind of the same thing that you see actually up here on the upper part here of the head as well. You've got the nostrils sculpted out, the crest and everything looking quite nice. You also have this reddish tone that moves through the eye and kind of leads back but disappears as it leads closer to the body, leads up into the palate but disappears up in that direction as well. You can see a pinkish tone again for the inside of the mouth. I think they all had the exact same tone of color for the inside of the mouth in this wave. You again have some nice pearly whites for our Spino, maybe slightly closer to an off-white, and definitely having a slight yellowish tint to them, but they look pretty good. And again, they have a nice satin shine, as does the inside of the mouth. You've got a green for the eye, a black pupil. He's looking really close, like really far forward, so it's hard to really see the pupil. Better to see it on this side, I think, a little bit easier. But as you move back into the body, you really don't have much in the way of color at all, outside of a very small amount of a black in the sail of the Spinosaurus. But you can see you even have like that scoot-like appearance moving along the back, like you do see on a Jurassic Park 3. And of course, Camp Cretaceous style Spinosaurus. Moving down, you've got the scoots moving down the toes. Again, the nails have a little bit of a satin shine, but no actual coloration, no paintwork. You do have this light grayish tone moving along the underside, so we do have that alternate tone of color on this one. There does appear to be a very slight speckling, but not very abundant, like it's nowhere near as abundant as we saw on some of the others, like the Atrociraptor. But still, again, when it comes to pop-ups, I think that's probably as cool as you're going to find. Now we have gone over pretty much every aspect of these figures other than what we just did, because we've already gone over the sizes, the action features, and everything. We will just give it a shot, I guess, as far as the action features go, because I'm always curious how they work, because a lot of the pop-ups I've acquired have kind of been defective, so I'm really intrigued to see how these ones will work. So first of all, once you push them down, you can see how the eyes go in kind of like, if my camera would focus correctly on this one, there you go. They kind of look more suspicious, like he's up to something. They used to just go straight to sleep. It seemed like with the first couple of waves, they would basically go to sleep and then pop up and attack. But now they have more of like that kind of curious, sort of suspicious and mischievous kind of a look. So then you go ahead and you push the Dimorphodon down, and he pops up and goes crazy. I'm so bad at operating these. As you can see, he does not want to stand all of a sudden at all. I don't know. There we go. For some reason, he was just giving me trouble. Go ahead and do the Baryonyx, which made a noise that I'm not too keen on. And as you can see again, the suspicious, mischievous look. And he's awake and angry. So these ones seem to be working actually a little better than a lot of the others have. And again, they all seem to, close the eyes basically like in that mischievous way. Pretty good. A lot of the times the eyes would just be like crazy when I closed them and they just didn't work right. And he popped onto his butt. Again, I'm not very good at actually popping them out because I always position them wrong. But again, well, see, now he's looking kind of goofy. He's got like something crazy going on where the eyes are kind of like rolling up into the back of his head. So he's not working too good. This is basically what I'm talking about as far as them not working very well. Unless that was the intention, because it kind of looks like when you put him down, it looks like he's looking up, waiting to strike. So maybe that's what he's going for. I don't know. It just kind of looks like the eyes are misplaced, and then he pops up and attacks. But overall, we again have pretty much gone over every other aspect of these figures in the past, so no real need to do any more of that now. But I will say when it comes to the pop-ups, rest in peace, I guess, because these figures were never really that great from the start. They're fun for what they are, but the Snap Squads were absolutely way better. I just really like the Snap Squads in every way, honestly, more than the pop-ups. But as far as the sculpts go, again, they're pretty fun for what they are. They definitely, for the most part, resemble the species they are meant to represent, but obviously in a very goofy, exaggerated way, like you always see with this style figure. The detail is really quite impressive. Mattel never skimps out when it comes to fine detail. Even on goofy, exaggerated figures like this, you still get extremely highly detailed sculpts, and you can see that through the course of the entire figure, every single one of them. It is also nice to see another pterosaur enter the line, because we don't get too many of those in lines like this, so it is nice to see a Dimorphodon, even though he's not that great. Nice to see one in here. And the paint apps are okay, again, some a little lazy like the Baryonyx, but some pretty cool like the Dimorphodon. So overall, it's been fun, I guess, when it comes to the pop-ups, but I'm not that sad to see them go. Let me know in the comment section, though, what you guys think, and if you are interested in grabbing some of these, my suggestion is to check out eBay, because none of my stores get pop-ups anymore. They have not in a very long time, so I don't really know outside of eBay where you can go to find these guys. So make sure you grab them, and of course, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.